Well, we're still working on the ceiling, and notice, I mean, this frame is fine. It's a little rotted here, but just needs pinned back up, and this is fairly well sealed, but I'm going to seal it better from up top. But I don't really have to replace anything there necessarily. I'm going to replace some of this right here, this chunk of board here. I think I'm going to go all the way through the bathroom with this one. Um, but we're going to look into that. But what I'm trying to show you here is that here we go. This is how it's framed out. It's a look at the one in here is exactly the same, only there's less to it. The frame isn't there, okay? But yeah, the skylight itself is just screwed right through the metal, okay, the aluminum out there. That's where we're at here, and that goes into the fiberboard, which is ripped out. I just pulled out the rotted stuff, just pulled it out by hand, and then you put the frame underneath that, and then you put the plastic insert, and that's how they all are. And this one's correct, even though it's missing a few pieces. And this one's correct and just needs re-screwed and reattached a little bit, and a little more sealer. And the one up front, though, the reason I'm pointing this out is here we are. Notice the difference, okay? This is the fiberboard that's supposed to be connecting the roof right to the tin, and instead they put the frame above it. They put the frame above the fiberboard, and then the tin on top of the frame. I don't know what they were thinking. It's the only one that looks like this, and it's way out of rack. I mean, it's nice. It does actually give a hump in the aluminum, which may make it easier not to pull up in theory, I guess. But frankly, that's not working. And it just looks wrong, and it's more work. In order to do this properly, I'm going to have to unscrew this whole fucking mess and take the frame out and put it on the other side of that fiberboard. But I'm going to fill in the fiberboard. You can see the gap in here. I'm going the full length of that beam on the other side to fill that gap there. And then we'll be able to screw in the corners and get nice and tight up there, and finish caulking around the front, or the bow of the rig, as I call it. And then I may do a section of this too. I want to make it solid around this frame, and we're going to reinforce these beams. You'll see that later. Anyway, first things first. Trying to get to this. I already measured out the pieces. Like, one sheet of plywood is covering all of this, and that stretch across there, plus the bathroom ceiling. Not doing the whole ceiling in the back at once, as I probably should, but I don't want to rip out the closet right now. I'm not into it. I just want to get the patch in there and seal it up as well as I can. And then we'll proceed on. I'll have to tear out these walls eventually, at least on this side and around the front here. The starboard side is just fine, it seems, for the most part, all the way down. But a good portion I got to rip into and just see where we're at and get any nasty stuff out, and then we rebuild. But I got the water system in place and tucked away, and the couch back in one piece, and that's where I'm sleeping now. It's bigger than the other couch, and a lot easier to set up, and that's my bed right now. So, but we're coming along, little by little here. This is the TIOGA project. Too much fun. That's my drip pan, and we may need that later. It looks like we're gonna get more rain. I don't know what's gonna happen.